Yes, hello, welcome back to another video from Small Axe Music Productions. Today I'm gonna be doing a mastering video. I show you guys how I use my plugins for mastering the entire chain. For mastering, I'm gonna just show you how I use them and explain to you what's the purpose of what plugin and whatever. Alright, so before I go into this video, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you are notified with new contents, and be a part of this channel and community where we reason and just throw things out. Alright, a lot of people learn not from me but from a lot of you in the comments, so feel free to partake, be positive, and just show us how you do things and all of that. Alright, so let's go right in. This artist his name is El Jamaica, a very nice young artist coming up positive, and he's just making good music. You guys can check out his channel. I'm gonna put a link for the song on his channel below, so you guys can go and check it out. Alright, so let's just get right in. I'm gonna play the dry mix, and then we start to open these plugins and see what they are sounding like. Alright, let's go.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your pick, kucha me no come flow, kucha me no come estelle low. Marking up on the red bow. One woman me have to tell you, say me love you so. I'm not quite sure if this is a dream, but me still would don't want wake up if it was cross my heart, but it's not believing in love. Live my life reckless, cut road and got show. But cause of you, me I go take a detour, and girl I just want you to know that a baby. Oh.
Alright, so yeah. Alright, and he's very fluent with Spanish as well. So you guys who love reggaeton and follow reggaeton and do stuff in Spanish, this guy is awesome in that regard. Alright, so you'll hear him chipping and out with this Spanish. Alright, and the name says it all as well. So let's go right in. Let's just disarm these plugins here and go. Alright, so first I'm using the Abbey Road vinyl, so you can see what it's basically shows you in the interface what it is. Alright, so this plugin is a nice plugin. I used to use the Wave Eddie Kramer, but I no longer use it because it's heavy on the CPU, but it's sounding good, and you can use it instead of this one, at least if you have a good computer, better than mine. Alright, so they both work the same pretty much, and I love to use either of them. So right, you have a lot of stuff that I don't even use. I've done a video with this showing you guys how to do the slow down and the tape effect. Alright, so you guys could check that video out on my channel and see how I use it to do it. So I don't use these over here for whatever DJ purposes. I just use the analog part of it. Right, so these knobs, this over here, this one over here, and this one over here sometimes. Alright, so I'm gonna play a bit and chip it in, and you'll see how it brings the distortion, brings up the bottom end and the overall thing, but I think it's a little more emphasized on the bottom end. Alright, so let's just play and put it in.
Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your pick, kucha me no come flow, kucha me no come estelle low.
Alright, as I put it in, you can hear it just tightens up things, and you can hear a bit more grit. Alright, you have to listen carefully. Alright, because you don't want to overemphasize or add too much of this when as soon as you start to compress and so on and put on a limiter, you hear a lot of stuff in it. All right, let me just probably put on this limiter, and you probably would see the ground level go up because of the distortion. All right, you can see it jump a little bit there. All right, so anyway, let's go back to this. All right, so let me just push these knobs so you can hear what it's doing. You can hear this is a noise. This is a nice stop. You can hear it's just sounding cool. You know, I love to hear these things, especially growing up listening to the cassette and the record and so on. You will hear these in the tape and so forth. Alright, and it also sounds good even when you put a record and then you'll hear that little pin scratching and so forth. And this is where you'll have this little click, that effect. See? The pop. That's it again. So I don't really use that. I don't really like that, to be honest. So I always keep it out. Alright, so this is another distortion noise. This is the more we call this frying. Alright, I just did a track recently. I'm working on an album for a client, and I have a dance pop track, and I add this in it by itself, starting with a pad, and it just sounds cool. I like to use this even in mixing and so on. So, alright, as it is now, you can see it's right there. If I should go and select my limiter, you would hear it comes up a bit more. See? Right? So that's too much right there. So you have to be gentle with it, or else it bring excessive noise in it. But I like to hear that little distortion in it. And when you play it and it brings out the bottom end, just like I'm working on some 808 bass line or whatever bass line, I've used some distortion in it or some drive, like over here. Alright, you can put it in, and yeah, okay, I guess I would have to play it for you guys to hear the noise. See?
Alright, woman, you know some more I have a talk with you. Come on.
Alright, so the trick that with this drive is when you are using an 808, a smooth 808, whatever, and you just need to grit it up a bit, you can definitely use this to throw some distortion in it, and you'll hear the bass more pronounced. Like the 808 is sometimes just too smooth, that sine wave kind of vibe going. It's good to just throw some of this in it and get a little bit that grit in it, and you'll hear it even more on the small speakers and so on. So that's something that I use maybe a little bit, and it kind of affect the whole signal, not just the bass or the 808, but the overall sound in mastering, and put a little bit of grit and tighten up things. Alright, likewise this over here, just the same. Let me play this again.
Alright, woman, you know some more I have a talk
Sorry,
with you.
not this one.
Come on, sit down. I want your pick,
Actually, it's a phase distortion. Alright, off. It's just cool. It's just, this plugin is just so cool. Alright, so we don't overemphasize anything here, just a little, and you can hear the difference. Alright, we just reduce this noise here.
Alright, woman, you know some more I have a talk with you. Come on, sit down. I want your pick, flow,
alright, when you add this little dirt in it, it just distort the whole thing, and it just gives it a nice crisp, crispier sound, and with a little punch in it. So I like to use this.
Alright, woman, you know some more I have a talk with you. Come on, sit down. I want your pick, flow,
alright, and that's good. Alright, and then I still go ahead with another distortion plugin again, which is the NLS.
Come on, sit down. I want your
More
big
punch.
Alright,
and you can see I have that 6.7.
each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your big
Alright, it's not just volume. You can hear it. It's like it's expanding the track. Whatever you put it on, it's like it just give it a bigger sound. Alright, and as you push it, it's not just volume. It's not just volume. And it's just like this keyboard here that I have, the Modi X with the super knob. You can add some certain piano, you would turn it and you'll hear a lot of different things coming in. So I think this knob here, it's not just about volume and that little distortion, but it's things are happening that we are unaware of behind it.
each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your big flow.
Alright, when I push it, you can hear, listen to the side stick, and you can hear what it's doing to the side stick. So it's just bringing a certain amount of grit or harmonics to this whole thing.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your big flow. Remarking up on the red bow.
You can hear it. It's just beautiful, you know. Alright, so let's just leave it at that. I specifically put told you that the side stick, listen to the side stick, because I think on the side stick you can hear the effect on it even more, but overall it's affecting the whole sound. Alright, so I like to use this. Alright, so you can use it in the mixer, you can use it in the master to get that a lot of grit out of it. Alright, so that's that. Then I use my EQ, and I use this EQ specifically because it's a dynamic EQ. I'm using this instead of a multi-band compressor. Right, so just to tame a little frequency a bit better with it, even if I don't use the dynamic side of it too much in this. I use it for this purpose in a lot of occasion. Right, so I just go ahead and did some sweep. Let me just boost these frequencies so you can hear what I took out and what I add.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some
Alright,
more have a
let's
talk
go
with
to
you.
number 3
Come
band.
on, sit down.
Gain.
I want your big flow. Remarking up on the red bow.
Listen to the whistling and that kind of phasing whistling sound.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down.
Alright,
I want your big flow. Remarking
so just take it out a little bit out of it, out of it, to make it more subtle. You need it in it, but you don't need so much. So I think that it was kind of poking out. I didn't want that frequency to show too much in it. Alright, so I took it out. Then I go to number 4 and let me just boost it, and you can hear what I took out.
each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your big
Alright, you can hear that boxiness coming in.
each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here.
Alright, coming in mainly from the Congo drum.
Each and every day.
And also that was a problem in the mix, so I had to bring it down to a certain level. But I need that instrument, so I had to tame it there, and then I come back here, and yet still it's pushing, because when you compress and do stuff, you still get a bit of it. So stuff like that you can really kind of get it more subtle in the master. So this is exactly what I'm doing. And other low frequencies that are low mid frequencies that are just in the way. So let's go
Each
again.
and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more
Can
have a
hear
talk
it?
with you.
Alright, so I took
Sit
it
down.
out.
I want your big flow. Remarking up on the red bow. One woman me have to tell you, so me love you so.
And that's that. Alright, then I go down here, number 2 band, and I found the sweet spot of the bottom end and just boosted it. Alright,
Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your big pick, escucha me no come flow, escucha me no come estele low. Remarking up on the ritmo. One woman me have to tell yo, say me love you so.
Alright, so a nice low frequency down there that I boost just to, you know, get that nice smooth bottom end in it. Alright, so, and then I use a wider bell, as you can see, and that frequency. Let me just move this band out the way. Alright, so you guys can see clearly. Then I go on the top end.
Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your pick.
Alright, that nice sizzling top end, I just brought it up, and you know, use a little small bell on it, not a wide bell, just to get that particular frequency out. Alright, and that's the percussions and the drums mainly. Little ear.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your pick.
Alright, then this EQ now, it just brings a nice crisp on the whole thing. Alright, so this VEQ, I like it, and you have to be careful with it. As you can see, I don't do anything drastic on the master EQ there. Just some small touch and cuts, really. Nothing harsh, right? You have to do that in the mix, basically. Right? So now, this EQ, all I did was just what I have here is 12 dB. Alright, I have it at volume at 4.7.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your pick, escucha me no come flow, escucha me no come estele low.
Alright, listen to the overall crisp when I punch this in on this mix.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down.
A lot of presence, and this is where I have the knob. This is the only thing I trouble on this EQ, alright, and the analog again. Alright, so you can hear the overall presence that this EQ bring to the whole mix.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your pick, escucha me no come flow, escucha me no come estele low. Remarking up on the ritmo. One woman me have to tell yo, say me love you so. I'm not quite sure if this is a dream, but me still wouldn't want wake up if it was cross my heart. Me did stop believing in love. Live my life reckless, cut road and got show. But cause of you, me I go take a detour. And girl, I just want you to know.
Alright, let me show you how.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your pick, escucha me no come flow, escucha me no come estele low. Remarking up on the ritmo. One woman me have to tell yo, say me love you so. I'm not quite sure if this is a dream, but me still wouldn't want wake up if it was cross my heart. Me did stop believing in love. Live my life reckless, cut road and got show. But cause of you, me I go take a detour. And girl, I just want you to know that a baby. Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your pick, escucha me no come flow, escucha me no come estele low. Remarking up on the ritmo. One woman me have to tell yo, say me love you so. I'm not quite sure if this is a dream, but me still wouldn't want wake up if it was cross my heart. Me did stop believing in love. Live my life.
Alright, so to keep the frequency at 4.7 and have this over here.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your pick, escucha me no come flow, escucha me no come estele low. Remarking up on the ritmo.
Alright, so that's the frequency that we are bringing in. Alright, it's a very nice frequency on top there, but you have to be careful with it. Okay, so just like I say, I have it here.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want you to coach me no come flow, coach me no come estelle low. Rocking up on the rhythm, one woman me have to tell you. Say me love you so, I'm not quite sure if this is a dream, but me still would don't want wake up. If it was cross my heart, me did stop believing in love. Live my life reckless, cut road and got show. But cause of you, me I go take a detour. And girl, I just want you to know that a baby, oh, each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more I have a talk with you. Come here, sit down.
Alright, so that's basically it for that V EQ. Alright, so be careful not to bring too much high end in it. Alright, we don't want it to be too bright and crispy. So I'm still gonna go back and because my headphone, I don't think it gives me a good reading on the high end, neither the bottom end. So this is just for the tutorial. I'm definitely gonna do it on my open monitors, right? But I'll still check on the headphone to see what it sounds like there, but mainly on the monitor. All right, so let's just move on to this guy here, and this is what I use to bring the bottom end in mainly. All right, this plugin is nice. As you can see, I have it at 60 hertz, and the bandwidth is sharp, right? This here I have it at 3.2 basically. All right, and I attenuate 2.5. all right, listen how it brings a nice smooth and big bottom end.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more I have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want you to coach me no come flow, coach me no come estelle low. Rocking up on the rhythm, one woman me have to tell you. Say me love you so, I'm not quite sure if this is a dream, but me still would don't want wake up. If it was cross my heart, me did stop believing in love. Live my life reckless, cut road and got show. But cause of you, me I go take a detour. And girl, I just want you to know that a baby, oh, each and every day.
Out.
Woman, you know some more I have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want you to coach me no come flow, coach me no come estelle low. Rocking up on the rhythm, one woman me have to tell you.
Alright, you can hear exactly what it's doing. Alright, so I just did a small boost here, 1.4, and I attenuate on the high end 2.7 just to get it a bit warmer, you know. Alright, so that's what I do. Alright, just to tame the top end a bit. Alright, so but most importantly, I always use this on the bottom end. It just gives a nice full bottom end sound. Alright, and I love to use it at 60 hertz. That's where I think most of my sweet spot on the bottom end comes out in reggae basically. Alright, I mean, if I'm doing some hip hop or trap, different genre, I would probably go into 30 to get that nice deep sub. Alright. Alright, so yes, let's go now and check this the compressor. I'm always using this guy here, solid state the compressor, right? The bus compressor. Everybody knows it for that. Alright, so look, you can see the setting. What I have here is 10.3. The threshold, gain is 3.1. Not sure if I trouble the gain there anyway. But millisecond is 1 millisecond. I have it on, and the release is on auto. All right, ratio 4, and rate is 1. All right, I push the analog button. Right, you know I'm digging for the analog sound, so definitely I'm gonna push that. All right, so let's just put the compressor in, and you hear how it just, you know, kind of tighten up things.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, you know some more I have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want you to coach me no come flow, coach me no come estelle low. Rocking up on the rhythm.
Alright, you can listen.
Me have to tell you, say me love you so, I'm not quite sure if this is a dream, but me still would don't want wake up. If it was cross my heart, me did stop believing in love. Live my life reckless, cut road and got show. But cause of you, me I go take a detour.
Alright, the compressor just glues it together, just tighten it up. As you can hear when it kicks in, it just holds everything together and just, it's working on those transients that's going there. So that's that. Very simple, nothing complicated. All right, then I love to use this to get a bit of imaging on this whole thing.
Each and every day. All right,
you can see the
some more have a talk with you.
anti-phase there.
Sit up. I want your pick, which I'm not coming flow.
Listen to this.
Marking up on the red bow. One woman may have to tell you. Some may love your soul. I'm not quite sure. This is such a moment. It was cross my heart, but it's not believing alone. Live my life reckless,
Alright, so I'm pushing the highs to the side. You can look how wide it's going now. You can even look at the anti-phase over here, and you'll see the phase that's taking place down. Alright, let's just push the center.
Stop me living a love.
And you can see
my life reckless, cut road and got job. But cause of you, me, I go take a detour. And girl, I just want you to know that a baby, each and every day. Alright, come on, some more have a talk with you.
A bit of both. Alright, so, right, as you can see.
Each and every day. Alright, come on, some more have a talk with you.
And here, I spread the sound and give it a nice image, alright?
Each and every day. Alright.
So I keep the lows right in the center, definitely in the center, and the highs I push the highs all the way, and then I use this to see the width. Use this for the width to push it on the sides. Alright, so that's that. The center, the punch, I have it at 54.9, and that's basically where I have it there.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your pick, which I'm not coming flow, which I'm not coming still low. Marking up on the red bow.
Alright, so this is where we are coming from.
I'm not quite sure if this is a dream, but me still would don't want wake up if it was cross my heart, but it's not.
And the last thing is the limiter. And I have it at -1 and 45, -41, 45. I bring the threshold down. Alright, so next thing I didn't I explain is that I have references that I work with, and I like to put the references in, and at least 3 of them in this genre, and try to compete with the level and overall sound. Alright, so that's what I do. I can't play them here for copyright infringement or whatever, YouTube. Alright, so that's basically what I do. It's best to have something laid down to work off than to just go off your not all the time you can go off your natural instincts. Sometimes it's best to have a reference, alright, to match industry standard, right? So you're right up there, alright above. Always shoot for the sky, alright? Shoot for the sky, you reach the cloud, them say. Alright, so that's basically what I always do. Alright, so I have something in the box, references that I work along, alright, and I try to go above. Alright, so yeah, this is very straightforward, very simple. You just have to know exactly what you're doing and what you want to achieve, and you'll get your result definitely. So yeah, thanks for watching again. I hope you guys enjoy and learn something, and text me in the comment section and let me know what you guys think and how you guys go about doing it. Let me see if I can learn a trick or two from some of you geniuses. Alright, so let's reason. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'm out of here again.
Each and every day. Alright, woman, some more have a talk with you. Come here, sit down. I want your pick, which I'm not coming flow, which I'm not coming still low. Marking up on the red bow. One woman may have to tell you. Some may love your soul. I'm not quite sure if this is a dream, but me still would don't want wake up if it was cross my heart, but it's not believing a love. Live my life reckless, cut road and go show. But cause of you, me, I go take a knee.